Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be doing Nashville Hot Chicken, one of my favorite dishes to do. I love doing fried chicken and I love spicy chicken. So the dish originated in Nashville, Tennessee, in a restaurant called Prince's Hot Chicken. And according to the owner, Prince Andre Jeffries, the story starts in the 1930s with her uncle, Thornton Prince. He was known as a bit of a womanizer, and on a Saturday night he stepped out on his girlfriend and then found Sunday morning that she had fried him some chicken. However, in a bit of revenge, she decided to make the chicken extra spicy. But contrary to what she thought might happen, he ended up really liking the dish. And well, the rest is history. Now, whether or not that story is true, who's to say? But one thing is for certain, you can still find the dish in Nashville, it's still delicious, and it's an easy dish to make in your home. So, let's do it. Hi, so here I'm going to be working on some pickles. It's a great accompaniment for the sandwich. The pickles I'm making today are going to be a little on the sweet side. It really is a nice contrast to the spicy chicken itself. So right now what I've got here in the container is some red onions, some mustard seeds, some black peppercorn, red chili flake, and some fresh thyme, and a little bit of garlic. And right here, I've got water and vinegar. I just got it up to a boil, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is taking it off the heat and adding salt and sugar. And I got here cucumbers. I'm slicing them on a mandolin. Just finding it easier that way. You can use a knife though if you want. Pretty decent size there. So I got my hot brine, cucumbers. All I'm doing here is just filling it into the container. I'm going to pour the brine right over the cucumbers. I'm going to let this sit for a day, and then tomorrow it should be perfect. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is marinating the chicken. I'm going to let this sit for about 4 hours before I do the actual frying. So here I got 1 whole egg. I got 2 tablespoons of crystal hot sauce. 1 cup of buttermilk. And last but not least, I have some leftover pickle juice from the pickles we made yesterday. Put that in there too. I'm going to let this sit for 4 hours. Should be ready. Alright, so the next step is going to be breading the chicken. So I've got my chicken thighs right here. I have used a paper towel to blot them dry. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be dunking it in our seasoned flour. Just some salt and some flour, that's it. And I'm going to be dunking it back into the original buttermilk marinade we had earlier, and then another dip into the seasoned flour, and that's going to be it. Pretty easy process. It's important to blot it dry before starting this process, just to ensure that we're getting as much of the breading onto it as possible. So I got a nice cover here with flour. Dunking it in the buttermilk, and then back in the flour. So here I got my chili sauce. I'm going to be brushing this over the chicken once I'm finished frying it. But in the pot I've got butter and lard, and then here I've got a lot of cayenne, some paprika, brown sugar, some granulated garlic, kosher salt, and some freshly cracked black pepper. So now that I got these two melted in here, I'm just going to pour in the spices. And I'm going to keep this warm, and I'm just going to brush it right over the chicken when it's finished. Alright, so now we're moving on to the frying. I got a pot of oil here. I've got it heated up to about 325. You always want to be careful if you're not using like an actual fryer. It's a lot more challenging to keep the temperature controlled there, and you certainly don't want to be starting any fires. So, here I got my chicken, all breaded, ready to go. Just going to drop it right into the oil. And I'm going to let that fry probably about 15 minutes. Alright, so it's been more like 20 minets. But we've got the temperature we're looking for and the color we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these guys out. Oh yeah, that's good. I'm going to set it over here on a cooling rack. Let it drain a little bit. And the next thing I'm doing here is taking my spicy chili sauce and I'm going to brush it right over the chicken.